Hi everyone, it's Wrangler Dad. I've been bugged by a few people I know, maybe like not much, 3 or 4 over time, uh, to talk about this and mention it because I told them and they're like, buddy, you need to make a little video about this. All right. So, if you want to know what the dragon sounds like, and if you don't know what the dragon is, well, that's Satan. That video I made of me at 6. If you want to know what he sounds like, watch Jurassic Park 1 if you haven't. At the beginning of the movie, in the intro, when the worker is trying to let the raptor out of the containment cage and into the paddock, and breaks out and attacks him, Muldoon tries to help the guy, right? And he's staring in the raptor's eyes. That's at one point the raptor stares back and you can hear its roar in its voice of a raptor saying, "I won, ha ha ha." Well, it doesn't stop there, because later on in the movie, when Grant is trying to lock the door and all and it's not working, it was saying please when it was pushing the door, and he's like, I can't reach the gun, and Ellie and that trying to reach it, and you can hear raptor screeching. Then after that, when the door locks, you can hear clearly that B word, very distinct. And when Grant goes in the ceiling and kicks the ladder down so it can't follow, he says jerk. Well, now they're climbing on the skeleton, right? So he goes, bruh. A lot of people do that nowadays, bruh, instead of bro. Funny, I think. And another thing he says is when they, 2 more things. When they are on the skeleton, and so is the raptor, and it just shows them for a split second, the raptor with the sound it makes, it's the F word, you can tell. And when they're on the ground, Grant, Ellie, and the kids together in a horde, the raptor behind them that they're not aware of goes, turn around, and then that's when they turn around. So when I was a kid in that night terror, and I said, you sound like the raptors from Jurassic Park, he said, you idiot. They used my voice. So, if you guys don't believe it, that's okay. I don't care if people believe it or not. I know what I know, and that's it. And do what you will with it. But and I got many more videos like I'll pop out of dreams and this and that. I figured out some a teenager, because everything I've dreamt of has occurred between my personal life with my wife, my kid that I have, even to the name and how he is, everything. And our vehicle that I I knew since 2007 I'd have, that I don't know if it was my wife or mine, but we'd have a Jeep JK, black like my dad's, who back then I had 2007 when it came out in that year. And I told my friend, hey, I'm gonna have a wife that's a best friend, no divorce, little boy named Dean, great. His hardest days are not even like everyone else's. He's a rarity, always happy. And his hard days are like manageable, no problem. It's really easy. And that's what I got. So, and I'll explain how that occurred for me in another video. It has to do with me not dying, because I listen to what people say, gut feeling in your sternum is actually the Lord talking to you. In your head, that negative is Satan. In your chest, in your heart, that's him. God, Christ of Nazareth, Jesus, the only Messiah. So, and trust me, I'm not gonna go on religion, because I don't view it as like Satan divide and conquer, right? So he's gonna be like, oh, that person's wrong, look at that, and it's gonna start a rift between us. Meanwhile, it's all just different roads, like the same Christianity, but it's just done differently and focusing on different topics. Like, I'm Serbian Orthodox as I'm born, so it's all about Christ is risen. That's our thing. So to me, that's a very warrior way, having been a soldier, a combat engineer in Canadian Army back in 2012 during the war in Afghanistan. I didn't get to deploy, but I was training for it and I really wanted to, but Peter MacKay at the time canceled it, any further rotations. It would have been Roto 16 or something like that, or 17. And I wanted to go there to help people, because I felt bad, because I was tired of hearing people say, who cares about those sand people and all that stuff, right? Obviously they say much cruder words about the sand people, but I didn't like it at all. I was like, you know what, those people over there, they deserve all that help. And everyone's like, they don't want you there. And I was like, you're gonna mark my words, watch, the fall Kabul will be worse than a fall Saigon. Even my unit was like, you think? And I was like, I know, I've seen it, I dreamt it. They chuckled, but I'm pretty sure they remember now. So, all that to say, He's real down there. He's counting on you and not believing it, and just focusing on bills and money and all that stuff. That's his game. It's his illusion. It's a shotgun. And everyone believing in media, like, I mean, like, not believing in media, but following, like, all these fads and stuff from all these celebrities and shit. Sorry, my language. I swear like a sailor, so this is amazing. You know, teaching kids how to, you know, this Illuminati stuff or whatever you want to call that. I don't care, you know. Like, you guys don't understand that everything you're doing to try to go against him was already foreseen by him. There's nothing you can do. The outcomes that are said and are going to happen is because your group there of evil people in the world controlling are actually fitting in his plan up there. So you're just aiding in getting this over with. But anywho, I don't want to convince any of you. I'm just saying something that's on my chest, and I had people bother me to the point I was getting pissed about the dreams one being deja vus being dreams, therefore dreams are visions. And my friend's like, how'd you figure that out? I was like, well, I figured it out, and then eventually years later I was like, well, it's in the Bible. Yeah, and by the way, if you don't know what Bible means, it's an acronym. It's basic instructions before leaving Earth. He told me that. I blacked out in front of my wife. No heartbeat. 2 minutes. 3.5 hours up there. I had to jump to come back. Mountain the size 3-4 times the size of Everest, 3 of them, in a huge valley with one giant tree. And his kingdom, his castle, I'll say, is built within the mountain on the edge of it. It didn't destroy it like humans do to build. It's a part of it. It's beautiful. And trust me, he's always happy. You know how you guys like Santa Claus? Well, that's literally how he is. Always happy, always joking. And even when he has to tell you something scary, he'll be like, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. That's why I'm telling you this. Why would I tell you something if it's not going to be fine? That's just cruel. He's awesome. Look at my health going away, my teeth. They're all falling apart. I have no more chewing teeth for the last 3 years, and I still chew. I haven't gone to the dentist at all because he showed me what's going to occur with that. I'll lose my teeth, yeah, sure, but I'll have brand new teeth. Permanent ones. So no more teeth pain, right? There's a silver lining to everything. So I told him at 14 to use my body in any way you deem necessary in my life. You have free will and free reign over my life, Lord, to show people. And even if they don't believe in you, it's fine, as long as they're around me and friends with me, even if they have their own ideologies that are not like mine and against yours, but they're good people. And they're just not aware. Let them come in up there anyway after their life. Just because they're around me, and I was trying to do the best I could to please you up there, so everyone else on earth, you know, that heard me, heard a video, whatever, they get it too. I actually care about this place. I'm tired of seeing everyone suffer. From any nation. I don't hate Chinese. I don't hate Russian. I don't hate Ukrainian. I don't hate Venezuelans. I don't hate Africans. I don't hate anybody. I hate ideologies. I feel bad for everyone. We're all products of our environments, guys. And they're all playing risk. These governments, they're all in it together playing risk. And at the end of the day, they don't care. They just put the board away, but we're the ones paying with the consequences every single fucking day of the game. I'm just trying to spare you your hardships. Whatever you do in life, if you gotta listen to one thing I said in this, just whatever you do, career-wise, don't do it for an image. That's a dead-end street. Look at everyone, our boomers and even younger, that are heading to retirement or in retirement. What'd I do with my life? Just worked. No, I'm useless at home. I hear that all the time by everyone that are that age. Don't fall for the game. I love you guys too much, and I know none of you will believe me, and even if you do, that's fine. That's preferable. But it's not me you should believe. I'm just being a mouthpiece in what I saw. And I have many more things I'll let you guys know over time. Because this knowledge ain't mine, it's free. And if you want to know how I view him up there, look at Murray Emanuel, that bishop. I landed on him because I asked God, I was like, is there anyone that views you the way I has seen you and heard you? Or is everyone like clueless? that you're just everyone's dad. You just want us to do good, listen and play nice, like we want with our kids. Parenting itself is a hint to what he wants us to do. You know how we get frustrated with the kid because they're not like annoyed, like, oh, why doesn't he listen? What do you think God feels like when he's trying to tell us to do something and we just don't do it, don't believe in him, mock him, whatever? When the kid says nah because he thinks he knows better but the parent knows better, and then the kid gets hurt, it's the same thing, guys. Everything on this planet is a hint, from science to law to everything. You just gotta look. By the way, I hate myself. I think I'm the worst piece of crap ever. 5 years of bar fighting, and my faith in when I was in the army was a bullet and a prayer to back it. You know, and nowadays I'm not that. I'm an alter ego of what I used to be. Sober 11 years. When I met my wife, she just sent me a text from one of her best friends the first weekend. I've been drinking for like 6-7 years non-stop every night, and my own family couldn't stop me. And she just sent me a text one night saying, have you ever considered quitting? And I told my mom I'll quit cigarettes before alcohol. Way easier. That's how bad it was for me. I take oranges and inject them with vodka, leave them in the fridge for 48 hours. Gets you really drunk. So that's what I used to do. And I met my wife and all that changed. I just poured the bottle of Crown Royal down the sink. Brand new too, a large one. I just poured it down the sink and never went back to drinking. Because I said I'm not going to put her, and if we have a kid one day, the kid I'm waiting for, if it's her that I have it with, which it was, I'm quitting this because I'm not going to put her through what my dad put my mother through. So, guys, please, stop with this mocking. It's fine. If you don't want to believe in him, you don't have to mock. Leave the back door open, don't burn your bridge. Because once that bridge is burned, that flood water will just take you away. And please, don't confuse me with these people going like, I've seen this and seen that. And I've been telling my wife all this stuff since 2016, my dreams, and when they occur, like from that illness in the world that went on in 2019 on to Russia, Ukraine, to everything, to Africa, what's going on with the massacres and all that stuff. I told her all that's going to happen. All these places and in order. And she's been looking at me the last 2 years going like, how the heck did you know all that? My whole family, my friends, they all know that kind of stuff. They're all looking at me like over years going like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? Nothing. I'm just tired of an illusion. I'm dying anyway. I don't know what it is, but I can tell I'm dying. Last 3 years, I'm just crapping blood diarrhea constantly. Doctors can't figure it out. I'm having a CT scan on the 26th, 29th, and I had to wait a whole year to get the CT scan because my in-law didn't want to wait. It was too long in the emergency room, and I was going to get at midnight. It was 8 p.m. at that point. So I listened to God, and I said, no, I'll be the monument to your sins, to my in-law. I just left. Now I had to wait a year. Deteriorating. That's what I mean by I let him have my body up there to show who he is. It's not hard. You just gotta ignore all the bullshit around you. Ah, you're crazy. Ah, you're this. Ah, you're that. Funny, it's all in your head, those feelings. The world says use your head. But if you look at Christ, he says use your heart. If the world's fooled, everyone's working backwards.